Hey everybody, we are live again tonight on this brand new thing we're calling Camp K TV. Camp K TV came about because we couldn't have camp but still wanted to do something that would be encouraging and uplifting to those familiar with Camp Koinonia. And because this is on the interwebs, on the internet, our audience is much, much bigger and we're excited about that. So Camp K TV is going to be more than just a pre-recorded video. If you watched last night or last week, you know that we have giveaways, we have stupid, crazy games, we have familiar faces from camp, and more. And just like camp, we normally have a theme for the week, and we break that theme into smaller chunks each day. We're going to do the same thing. Our theme this week is LifeHacks, because there is a better way. A life hack is a better way to do something. It could very well be life-changing and alter the way that you operate and approach situations. And life hacks are ways to do something better that's just not really working at the moment. So you try to find something different. The reason our theme is life hacks is because with all the temptations that are coming at us, it seems it's getting harder and harder to remain faithful and a pure Christ follower. So we're going to look at the book of Daniel and observe just how Daniel and his friends managed to live in a culture that made it tough to follow the Lord. The verse we're going to keep coming back to over and over again is Romans 12:2, which is, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So our goal is to help you figure out what the renewing of your mind looks like today. Our topic today, our life hack today is commit, a choice to remain true. A choice to remain true. So tonight we're going to look at three friends and a very hot day. We're going to talk about if there really is only one way to heaven. And we're going to talk about how Jesus gives us direction and purpose when we follow him. I got to tell you, I'm excited about tonight. And one of those reasons is because this is junior week, we have all the teens that would have been your big brothers and big sisters. They're in the house tonight. And I think, there you go. So you're going to see them. In fact, you're going to meet them in just a minute. But our prayer is that you'll be encouraged and equipped by what you see on Camp K TV tonight. So let's meet our bigs for tonight and even more useful life hacks.
Tonight's bigs will be...
Hi, my name's Sarah.
Hi, I'm Casey.
Oh, hey, I'm Haley. Hey, it's Mark. Oh, hey, my name's Diego.
All right, so now he's about to put... Oh, I hate this part. Nope. That's disgusting, bro. Oh my gosh. What is he doing? What is this man doing? Oh my gosh.
Now explain what he's doing.
All right, so now he's just, unwrapping the... Wait, no. I don't know what he's doing. That dude flipped it around. He crazy. That's wild. Okay. What?
Alrighty, welcome to the giveaways. So our first question for tonight is going to be coming from Sarah.
All right, your first question is, who sings the song Thriller, Beat It, and Rock With You? Text your answer to 254-613-2121.
The question was, who sings the songs Thriller, Beat It, and Rock With You? Please let us know.
All right, so it's time for our first game of the night. And so how you feeling, Haley? You feel like this is...
Scared.
Hey, that's honest right there.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to call out our contestants for this game we're going to play. So come on. Perfect. If we can have that handheld. Awesome. I'm going to give that to you.
Okay.
All right, so come on over. All right. So I thought we had one more. Do we not have one more? I guess not. No, I'm counting you. I'm definitely counting you. All right. So we're going to play a game called Nailed It. And if you've ever seen Nailed It on TV, then you've seen that they have to come up with a project. They're going to do a project that they basically have to replicate. And then we'll get to judge you guys on how well you do. So let's meet our contestants first.
All right. Give me your name.
Hey, I'm Justin.
Awesome.
My name's Sarah.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Diego.
All right. So here's what we're going to do tonight. Actually, I've got a couple people in the studio if anyone wants to participate, because I've got one more and I really want to see it happen. So any last-minute volunteers? No? No? That's the beauty of live TV. Come on!
Come on.
All right. She's excited. All right, let's meet her real quick.
Introduce yourself.
Sarah Smith.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so what they're going to be doing is replicating a famous painting. So we've got easels and we've got paint back here set up for you guys, and so you're going to be replicating a painting. I'm going to pick one out just for you. So, all right. I couldn't remember the name of this one, but this is a famous one. I had to write a sticky note on the back. What's the name of that one?
Persistence of memory.
Persistence of memory. That is a dolly. So who do you want to give that to?
Definitely.
All right, definitely Diego. All right, we're going to give this one. This is American Gothic.
Oh. I'll give it to you.
Perfect. We've got The Last Supper, which seems fitting to go to the youth minister.
For
So we're going to give that. And we have Dogs Playing Poker, which Sarah's going to get that one. So if you guys will head off that way, you've got your canvases, your paints. You're going to get about 30 minutes to replicate as best you can that picture. So we can't wait to see what happens there.
We really can.
Yeah, so we're going to check back in with them later on. And we're going to have a special guest, our chief inspector from way back in the day. She's going to come and judge those, Miss Darlene Wiley. You may know her as the cafeteria lady, as the dining hall lady. So she's going to be on here to help us judge later on. So that's going to be
Yeah.
awesome. All right, so now we're going to transition to another game called Fired Up.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get our Fired Up contestants out here. We've got Robbie Daniel, Paxton Smith, Casey Wisenhunt, and Robert Moore. Actually, I just introduced everyone, but we're going to let them introduce themselves.
All right. Oh, still waiting. Love the trash bags.
All right, so
Prepared.
they have trash bags. They have trash bags to help them with this challenge. So they're going to have to eat very hot things. We got our light right there in the way. Let's get our table up here. So they're going to have to eat some very hot things and answer some trivia. So did we find out who they were?
No, we have not.
Oh, let's do that.
Start over here.
I'm Robbie Daniel.
Nice.
Casey.
Cool.
Paxton Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Moore.
All right, y'all be sure y'all talk really loud when y'all respond with your answers, because TV Land wants to hear what y'all have to say. All right, so do we have our first set of wings? Okay, I forgot. We're going to do, so because milk is supposed to help with the hotness, we're going to give you some milk. So every correct answer you get, you're going to get a little bitty syringe full of milk, so that later on it will really quench that. So, all right, oh my word. So we got these. This segment is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. All right, so the bottom is like greasy. So all right, so we would like you guys to take round one, grab a wing, and have at it. And we'll get napkins here in just a second.
Stinks.
And go ahead and eat it. Go ahead and eat it. And no pressure, but you need to eat it as fast as you can. So we have a certain time limit on our show. So, all right. So we're going to scoot back a little bit so we can see y'all. And actually, if y'all have a seat in the chairs, and next time I'll get you the wings. Perfect. Y'all are excellent. All right, Haley's going to ask you our questions. We're going to go down the road. She's going to ask you a question each, and then we'll go to the next round and our next bout of wings.
All right. Okay, so the first question's over here. How long can a dolphin hold its breath? A, 30 to 40 minutes, B, 8 to 10 minutes, C, 4 to 6 minutes, or D, 20 to 30 minutes?
I'm gonna go with D, 20 to 30 minutes.
sounds like a salt.
It is 8 to 10 minutes, so no milk for you. Sorry. All right.
Kind of.
Your mic is kind of falling off to
Oh,
the side.
Yeah.
It's getting caught in your hair, I
small
think.
Ears. It
It's all right.
stay on.
All right, tell you what. You want to fix that? Justin, get you fixed up. We'll go to.
Yeah.
All right, so Casey, what is the rarest M&M's color? Blue, orange, brown, or yellow? What is the rarest
I'm gonna go with
M&M's
blue.
color?
I'm gonna go with blue on this one, Bruce.
He's going to say blue. It is brown.
Oh.
No milk for you. So no one's going to want this, so I'm going to throw this trash. All right, go ahead.
Okay, the next question for Paxton. What was the first feature-length animated movie ever released? Snow White and... You can go ahead. If you're really confident.
No, you're a better reader than I am. You go ahead.
Okay. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, or Beauty and the Beast?
I'm gonna go with A, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I think I agree.
Ah, that is correct. Good job. So
Okay,
he
so
gets some milk right there in that.
Oh yeah, that's really gonna be helpful.
And I'm going to get. We go this way just so. You're going to get the end.
Okay.
You get the end. And just to show how much you got, that's how much you got right there. Right there. Not a whole lot.
Oh yeah.
Not a whole lot. We don't want to drown you in it, So.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Next question.
Next question over here. How many times can a hummingbird flap its wing in 1 second? 800, 10, 100, or 80?
I said 80.
Okay. You're correct. Nice.
Wow. So he gets some milk.
He's on it with his
All right.
hummingbird trivia.
Absolutely. We'll get you. So,
Perfect.
tell you what, Haley, while I'm getting them napkins, will you
Yes.
serve them their
Oh,
second
yes.
round of wings? How was that first round of wings, by the way?
Well,
Not too bad. That's good.
getting hotter.
That's good.
All
You
right.
want some of those?
Take one of. Ooh,
Woo, all right.
they stink. Wings just.
The ones
I
on the
don't
bottom
know.
have probably been soaking a little
Oh
longer.
yeah, that'll be good for you. How is it?
Yes, I believe this flavor is Thai curry,
Yum. Yeah.
a favorite of some, but not me.
Got a little on your face there. Okay. Okay.
Oh, we need the.
Yeah.
We'll get the trash can handy, just in case. No reason for it at all.
Ooh. Okay.
All right. Oh,
Okay.
all right. Excellent. I think
All
we're
right.
ready to go to our next question.
Okay. Starting over here again. Which country consumes the most chocolate yearly? America, Brazil, Switzerland, or Turkey?
Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
That is correct.
Nice.
The
That
man
was
gets some
correct.
milk.
That was a guess.
Yeah, that was.
I knew that. Leave me alone.
I can't tell if you're making that face because of the Thai curry or not. All right, what's our next question?
Next. Okay, over here. How many noses does a slug have?
How many noses does
4,
a slug have?
2, 6, or 10?
10.
He says 10 noses,
it was
4 noses. Only 4 noses, so no
Come
milk
on.
for you. Casey is still yet to get on the board.
It's okay.
Sorry, Casey.
It's all right. Okay, what was Beyonce's first solo album? I Am by, or Sasha, I don't know what that is. Sasha Fierce, Dangerously in Love, 4, or Beyonce?
I'm gonna have to go with B, Dangerously in Love.
Okay.
Oh, a Beyonce fan, I
You
see.
studied, yeah.
All right, he gets some more milk. All right. Later on,
Okay.
that drop is yours too. If you want it, you can lick it right off there. All right, Robert.
All right. What is the correct term for a hippopotamus? A herd? Oh, a group of hippopotamuses. I don't know. A herd,
Hippopotami?
a squad, a mass, or a bloat?
I'd say a squad.
A
A bloat.
Oh, that's right. All right, so we're going to round 3. Round 3.
Bring out the wings.
All right.
What do we got?
This flavor is.
That looks hot.
I don't like these. I don't think I do either, bro.
It still stings.
Turn it.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. Maybe I get to. See, next time I get started.
we go that way.
All right. So, what flavor did we say this was? I don't remember. Do we remember what flavor it is? This is habanero mango, I believe.
Mango.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
Oh! Well, first miss.
Because I don't have any milk.
Yeah, Casey's in a world of hurt because he has no milk. No milk. All right, so second round of paper towels. Here we go. Let me.
John.
All right, so I think we're ready for the next bout of questions.
Okay. What is one motion of the Making Melodies Camp song? We've got, yeah, you have a lot of pressure. Smile big, tongue out, knees out, or arms up.
I'm going to go with B, tongue out, because I'm doing it right now.
Correct.
Hey, all right, get that man some milk.
Get some more milk.
Oh, okay.
Some what? Cookies. Cookies?
wish.
I like cookies. On the Oreo.
All right, well, this could be their own show if we let them go on. Let's keep going.
Okay. In the Avatar, The Last Airbender, what could Toph not do? I've never seen this. Toph. I'm so sorry. I'm uncultured. See, rock bend, smile, or hear?
C. A.
Okay.
We almost thought you said C. That was almost it. Casey gets on the board, everyone. Casey gets on the board with that answer right there.
Oh,
all right.
This is a good one. Okay. Finish the vine. Stop! I could have dropped my bread, cheese, croissant, or frog.
I think I have to go croissant. Because the C and the C.
Oh.
All right.
Good.
Very good.
Well, it worked. You were correct.
Are you willing to?
All right, Robert, this one's yours.
Okay.
I know you're a fan of Vine.
Finish the vine. Jimmy, are you gonna finish your sandwich, croissant, spaghetti, or pie?
Spaghetti.
Oh, it is croissant.
Croissant time.
So no milk. I think,
Twice in a row.
I think
based on this, I think Paxton's in the
I
lead,
agree.
followed by Robbie, and then it's a tie between Casey and Robert. All right, so we're ready. What do we think this is? It is, oh, this is wild. This is wild. Oh, wait, you're right. You've been getting from the bottom before, so.
Yeah, y'all get the other one just dipped a little bit longer.
I still got the one I wanted.
If you can't tell, look at the packaging. It's just, oh no, it's on my finger. Oh no.
It's gonna burn.
It's gonna burn through my finger.
Don't touch your eyes.
Yeah.
Just scrape Tabasco sauce.
You guys are doing awesome. You are toughing it out. This is the next to hottest on the Buffalo Wild Wings scale. So this is very, very hot. This is round 4. We got one more round. So you're almost there. You're almost there.
The last one was my favorite.
All right. All right, Robbie.
Okay. Next round. Here we
Yep.
go. What does the ICC stand for? Independent Circle Community, International Creepy Creatures, International Cricket Council, or I Can Cook?
I don't really know, but I'm going to guess and say A, Independent Circle Community Final Answer. I was wrong.
What is the Independent Circle Community?
What is the International Cricket?
Although I don't know what the International
Council?
Cricket Council is either. All right, no milk for you. All right, Casey.
All right, next. How many gallons are equivalent to a bath equivalent? 6 gallons, 10 gallons, 2 quarts, or 4 billion cups, I believe?
This is a Bible question, by the way, and we're told a bath. We're given that measurement in the Bible, a bath. So we're gonna test your knowledge of the Bible.
A bath?
Yeah.
Like a tub?
It's just whatever. How much is a bath?
It's a measurement, like a liter.
Yeah, like a shekel or.
I learned that cubic school, a bath. 10 D, 10 gallons, or B.
I think you were bouncing all over the place. Craig gave you 6 gallons, so you're incorrect. All right, let's move along. We're running out of time.
Alright,
So
on the periodic table, which element has an atomic weight of 1.00794? Iron, hydrogen, oxygen, or tin?
Well, it's definitely B, hydrogen.
Obviously.
wow, what? What? Give that man some milk right there. He earned that. Good grief.
Okay, next. Where is the CDC headquarters located in America? Okay.
He says Atlanta.
I didn't
Hey, he knows it. Give that man some milk. He earned that milk. All right.
That's-
Here's our final round. Our final round. This is called Blazin'.
Blazing. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm already dead.
Are you ready? I'm going.
Last one right here.
Oh gosh.
All right, just as fast as you can eat those.
Woo.
The trash can was a good idea. Or the trash bag.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Once again.
I'm out of fist. I'm done with it.
Just, I'm not picking that up.
All right, just as
Okay,
soon
are we
as
ready?
Yeah, as soon as you are ready, go ahead.
All right. Who served as the first and third president of the Republic of Texas?
Sam Houston.
Okay.
There we go.
Very good. Nice. There we go. Okay, next. How many bones does a human newborn baby have? 100 to 120, 340 to 360, 270 to 300, or 220 to 240?
Oh man.
270 to 300.
So far, Casey has the least amount of milk.
They're crying. It's okay. Okay. What is the global record for Pac-Man? 4,333,360. You can read the rest.
Yeah,
of
y'all
the
just
numbers.
ready.
You know what? I don't need any more milk, so I'm just gonna guess. I'm gonna guess D.
Okay.
Oh, it is B. It's 3 million something and change.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Robert.
Last question. Who was the first Avenger? Captain America, the Hulk, Iron Man, Captain
He
America.
says Captain America's first. That's right.
Yeah.
Give that milk some milk.
Very nice.
All right. I think Paxton's our winner. Gentlemen, you can drink your milk. I don't know if you want to or not, but you can drink your milk. Paxton, you win toilet paper.
Yes, I was running
You're
out.
going to need that later on tonight. And everyone else gets 2 Tums
Oh, two.
because you're going to need that.
Very generous.
You get 1 Tums. There you go. And once again, thank you, Buffalo Wild Wings, for sponsoring this. Here's a wet wipe for your hands. Wow. Those wings look like they got these guys a little hot under the collar, which is not a whole lot unlike our lesson tonight that we're going to look at in just a few minutes.
But first, let's hear a few words from our sponsors.
Making melodies in my heart, making melodies in my heart, making melodies in my heart to the King of Kings.
Hi, my name is Ben. I was just sitting here in the outdoors, killing mosquitoes, thinking about all the great times we had at Camp K. What memories. You know, whenever I really want to capture the feeling of worship at Camp K, I sing some of my favorite camp songs. And I'm here to let you know that there's a fantastic offer that Time Life is giving us. That's right. It's a compilation worship disc from Camp K, a one-time collection of songs that can only be ordered through this special TV offer. You won't want to miss it.
In the street, in the home, on the job, all alone. Highways, byways, highways, byways. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul, not my shoe.
You too can relive the glory days, singing beautiful songs, sweating under the stars, to the tunes like Cast Your Burdens.
Cast your burdens unto Jesus, for he cares for you. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. There's a boat on the Sea of Galilee, there's a boat on the Sea of Galilee. There's a boat, there's a boat, there's a boat in the Sea of Galilee.
All of these worship classics are sung by complete amateurs. In fact, some of them don't even know the lyrics to a beautiful worship tune like I am a Christian.
I am a C. I am a CH. I am a CHRISTIAN. Don't give me no pop, no pop, don't give me no tea, just give me that milk, moo, 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 just give me that milk, moo, 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 moo.
This special set of camp songs will take you back to all of the games, sunburns, mosquito bites, and special camp food that we all love at Camp K. Why, don't you remember?
I used to drive a Chevrolet. I used to drive a Chevrolet. Now Jesus is my way. Now Jesus is my way. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark.
And who can forget about those beautiful echo songs? I mean, how can you remember Camp K without remembering the deep biblical lyrics to Boom Chicka Boom?
I said a boom, chicka boom. 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 Hey burrito. Hey burrito. Hey, hey, burrito. Hey, hey, burrito.
You've got to have these 300 hours of camp songs as a part of your collection. You heard right. That's 300 hours of camp songs on just 75 CDs or 135 cassette tapes. And it can be yours for just $37.99. That's right, $37.99 or 15 installments of $249. You make the choice, but call now. Here's how to order.
Never before has there been so many camp songs grouped together quite like this. Don't miss this opportunity to add these to your collection. Call the number on your screen now.
Welcome back to Camp K TV, everybody. I'm gonna have to get me some of those CDs. Let's take a minute to check in on our Nailed It contestants. Well, they're making some progress. While they're still working, let's get on into our lesson. Let's start off with going to minty.com. Remember, we went there last night? Minty.com, and you're going to enter the code 882653. Minty.com, 882653. And when you get there, I want you to answer this question so I can see who our audience is tonight. What grade will you be in when school starts? 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, or 8th grade? While we're waiting on some of our results to come in, it'll be interesting to see what school looks like next year when it starts. But more importantly, I just want to take a minute to say I'm so excited that y'all are tuning in. It looks like we do have some 5th graders watching. Our 5th graders haven't even made it down to the campground yet, so I'm glad that they're excited to be involved in Camp K TV this week. We got some 6th graders, 7th graders are winning. We got more 7th graders and a couple of 8th graders, so I'm glad that y'all have joined us tonight. Our lesson tonight is going to be coming from Daniel chapter 3. We're going to talk about Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But before we get started, I promise a few shout outs to the Beavers backyard, the Benedict's backyard, to our Gatesville friends, anyone else that's tuning in. And it was so good to see our Maypearl friends last night. We're glad they were able to come down and share some Camp K TV with us. All right, so Daniel chapter 3. Daniel chapter 3 is about the fiery furnace. Now, you may know that story from VeggieTales, Vacation Bible School. But we're going to take a little different look at it and what it means to truly commit to God before we're tested. So King Nebuchadnezzar built this huge image of gold. It was 90 feet tall, 90 feet wide. And he had a huge celebration and decreed that everyone would bow down. Anytime any musical instruments were played or any music was played, they would stop what they're doing, no matter where they were, and they would bow down to this huge image of gold. Well, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not bow down. They worshiped God and God only. But the astrologers went and tattled on Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And this made the king furious. So furious that he called
for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to come in and be questioned. And when the king questioned Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, this is what they said. In Daniel chapter 3, verse 16, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to the king, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve will be able to save us from it, and he will rescue us from your hand, O king. But even if he doesn't, we want you to know, O king, that we will not serve your God or worship the image of gold that you have set up." Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego made a decision before they were questioned by the king on who their God is and who they were going to serve. They'd already committed to live a life that follows God. Well, this made the king even madder. He was so mad that he ordered the furnace to be turned up even hotter than it was. Had his strongest soldiers come bound Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. After they were bound, those soldiers led them up to the fiery furnace. And as they went to put Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in that furnace, the soldiers themselves got killed. That's how hot the furnace was. Now, you can imagine everyone was shocked. But the king doesn't notice the dead soldiers. He says, "Weren't there 3 men that were placed into the furnace?" And his advisor says, "Yes, king, there was." And in Daniel chapter 3, starting in verse 24, King Nebuchadnezzar leaped to his feet in amazement when he asked his advisors, "Weren't there 3 men that were tied up and thrown into the fire?" They replied, "Oh, certainly, king." He said, "Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbounded and unharmed, and the 4th looks like the Son of God." Nebuchadnezzar then approached the opening of the blazing furnace and shouted, "Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here." So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came out of the fire, and the satraps, prefects, governors, and royal advisors crowded around them. They saw that the fire had not harmed their bodies, nor was a hair on their heads singed. Their robes were not scorched, and there was no smell of fire on them. Then Nebuchadnezzar said, "Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel to rescue his servants. They trusted in him and defied the king's commands, and they were willing to give up their lives rather than to serve or worship any god except their own God. Therefore, I decree that people of any nation or language who say anything against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, or Abednego be cut into pieces and their houses be turned into a pile of rubble. For no other God can save this way." Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego committed to follow God. And they already knew that if they were tested, they were willing to stand up for their God and to be strong, even if it meant going into the furnace. So what does that mean for us? How can we commit to God? What is one way that we can show that we're committed to God? Well, first of all, we need to know what decisions might be coming our way. So if you'll go back to your Menti.com, remember the code was 882653, and answer this question. What are some decisions kids your age are making? You can enter multiple things, one at a time. It'll let you enter multiple answers. But just let me know, what are some decisions kids your age are making these days? Maybe you have to decide whether to tell the truth or not. That would be one example. And we'll get back to this in just a minute. So how can we pre-decide, if you will, or one way to help God guide us in our decision and to be committed? Well, one way is to let God be the person who processes our decisions, right? If we're going to commit to him, we need to know kind of what his plans are for us. So our funnel is going to be God. Our empty bottle is going to be the decision that God gives us. And the water here is going to be the decisions that we have to make. So we're going to go to God, and we're going to let him be our filter, right? He's going to guide our thoughts and our decisions. And so as we funnel our decisions through God and let him filter them, we can get answers if we let God guide us. So maybe sometimes we get green Like green means go, red means stop. So maybe sometimes our answers are green and we know we're on the right track and we know we can make that decision and trust that that's where God's leading us. There are some other times that we have some decisions to make that maybe aren't the right decision. We'll see what happens there in just a minute. But let's take a look at some of the things that y'all have said. So you have to decide against bad things. Yeah, bad things can be crazy and scary, and God's the best person to help guide you there. Should I cheat or not? I bet that's a temptation that a lot of you face. To do my chores. Yeah, I mean, like without being like told over and over again, right? Just know you have to do them. Whether or not to tattle, huge for your world. Smoking, drinking, and drugs. Yeah, when you start getting into having your peers pressure you and make you think that certain things are cool, God definitely needs to be guiding those decisions. What classes are you going to take, right? Some of you are moving into 6th grade this year, so like what electives am I going to take? What is school going to look like for me? What's the best choice there? So great things to be praying to God about. Maybe your words and your language. These are all great examples. If y'all will keep these coming in, I'm going to store these, and I'll be praying for you as you make these decisions through the summer. So we have God, we have our bottle to receive his instructions. And what if we're looking at some of these choices and we're funneling things through them and we're wanting to truly commit to God and follow him. And so the decisions that we're needing to make and the things that we're looking at, maybe we get like the red, like the stop answer. Well, that's God's way of telling us, that's not the right choice for us, right? We need to make a different decision. Like worshiping the image of gold. Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego knew that was a red decision. That was a no-go for them. If they were going to follow God, they had to make a decision not to bow down. So as we look through and let God be our filter, I want you to recognize whether it's green, it's a go from God, or if your decision that you're struggling with is a stop, it's a no-go from God. And that way you can fully commit to live a life that is having God follow you. As we finish out tonight, we're going to close in a prayer. So if you'll take a minute to bow with me. Dear God, help me to always have a sense of my own destiny that is found in you and not let the world affect my identity or compromise my purpose in any way. Thank you, Jesus, that when the heat is on in our lives, you get into the fire with us and that you are faithful to those who are faithful to you. Help us to keep you in the front of all of our thoughts so that you can guide our decisions, no matter how big or how small. Thank you so much for loving us and for saving us. Amen.
Hello, sports fans. We're back with another great game in our Best of 2 series between Iron Sarah McKeska and Justin Cue Ball Hall.
That's hard to say. Cue Ball Hall. That's right, Zach. I gotta tell you, I really enjoyed last night's match. It was very entertaining. Let's see the replay for last night's big shot.
Yes, being a retired golfer has paid off again for Sarah.
Actually, it seems it has paid off for the first time. My records show that she never won a single golf game. Ouch!
Maybe that's why she retired at such a young age.
We may never know, Zach.
Let's take a look at our competitors again. As always, we only show the best of the best in these competitions, and tonight is no different.
Now, our competitors will be playing one match each night. Each match consists of the best 2 out of 3 games. Whoever is the first to win 2 matches will be named champion. And you will be seeing the highlights of each game, rather than the whole match.
Tonight's matchup involved riveting play as both went back and forth with amazing shots. And some not so amazing shots. But then this happened.
Oh, wow, this is a treat. We're getting to see Justin's trick shot that's never been seen on broadcast TV before.
Amazing. Who would have thought to put the ball on your head like that? And just like that, the game is over. Wow, how does he do that?
There are some things that you just can't teach, Zach, and the rest of us can only remain in awe.
Tune in tomorrow for our third match in our 2020 Junior Week Carpet Ball Throwdown.
All right, that game was crazy. All right, so we got our next winner, and it's Jody. Last 4 digits being 4, 8, 4, 2. Let's see what you won.
Jody.
All right, Casey, here we go, man. Oh, on the first one, let's see.
Let's see what you won, Jody. You won a $15 Chick-fil-A gift card.
All right.
Yes, sir.
That's
Let's hear it for
crazy.
Jody. All right.
That's crazy.
So, we're going to ask our next question for the giveaway, and you're going to text your name and answer to 254-613-2121. All right, so our question is, how many days did it take for God to create the world? I'm going to repeat it again. How many days did it take for God to create the world? Remember to text your answer to 254-613-2121.
All right. It's time to
Bring back.
bring back, yes.
Nailed it,
So,
contestants.
yeah. All right. So,
Remember earlier whenever we sent them back to do those wonderful paintings, and we're going to call them back in and see how close the paintings that they did.
yeah, I don't think they're going to be very close.
I don't have much hope.
Oh, she has no faith at all.
A little bit.
She says much. She really saying she has no faith at all. But our special judge is going to be Miss Darlene Wiley, so we're going to bring her in.
Darlene.
All right. Do y'all remember Miss Darlene? She's the one that tells you how to walk through the dining hall and things not to do. So, would you like to say anything to our campers at home?
Oh, I'm so excited to be here tonight. This is just wonderful. And to be spending some time with you, because I didn't think this would happen, so I am so excited.
That's awesome. Now, one of the jobs that Miss Darlene used to have was being chief inspector of cabin cleanup. That's why we invited her tonight to be the chief inspector and really look at these paintings to see how well they did. So let's call in. Let's call in Diego. If you remember, Diego was going to do this one right here. I'm going to give you a close-up. This is a famous Dolly picture. Tell you what, Diego, why don't you come up right here? So I'll take this one down and you'll hold it up. Ready? And
I think.
Nope.
Okay, but look at the cloth.
I see. The colors look very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think, Miss Darlene?
Well.
Here, scoot over just a tad so we'll get both
The colors
pictures.
are wonderful, and I could tell you just put everything into it. Your abilities.
That's a
yes.
nice way of saying it. You have a great personality there, Diego. Great personality.
Oh yes, the soccer ball is a good added touch. Yes. Your good imagination.
All right. I'm not so sure about that. All right, let's try. All right. I didn't tear yours up. I tore the original. All right. Let's see who had the American Gothic. All right, come on in, Sarah. All right, so we have the American Gothic. This is a very famous one when we get closer. Very famous picture right here. Is it in focus? No, but you can recognize it, All right, so let's bring it up real close. And you okay? Okay. Yeah, I can see I can see the overalls. Interesting.
It's abstract.
Oh yes, it is.
It's abstract.
Yes. The poor lady didn't have a face.
That's why it's abstract.
But she probably looks better without one.
What was that character that used to like on the video game that would scare people? Slenderman. It's Slender. It's Slenderman. Slender Woman. Okay, very good effort.
Yes,
Good effort.
Very, very
All right, so let's bring in Justin, who is our biblical person here. He did the Last Supper. So come on in, Justin. All right, so we're going to show This is the Last Supper, very famous picture. All right, come, bring it in close so we can.
You didn't tell me it was supposed to be the Last Supper.
Oh, I'm sorry. What
This was the last youth ministry lunch that I picked.
Oh, okay. Well, that.
Are you ready?
I'm sure it's very close. Yeah. Bring it up here so the camera, so everybody can see.
Here's Bruce. Here's me.
Interesting. No, wait. Keep holding it up because we want to let them.
She can't see it.
We want them to soak it in.
Oh.
Soak it in. I mean, what else is going to be nightmares for them tonight if they don't get a chance to really go look at it?
Yeah.
Thoughts, Darlene?
Oh, bless your heart.
That's the best.
And there you go right there. There you go right there. All right. And finally, we're going to bring Miss Sarah McKeska in. She did dogs playing poker. Dogs playing poker. I can't wait. One of my favorite pictures is dogs playing poker. So if you'll bring it up right up here. All right. So let's go to the side just a little bit. Okay. Those are dogs, right? I mean,
Yes.
those are.
A spotted and poker chips.
The poker chips look nice.
Oh.
Tail or the chair.
Oh. Okay.
All I can say, I think her heart needs blessed more than his.
Bless her heart.
Bless
Even
her
more.
heart.
Even more. That's interesting. Okay, so let's give them a big hand. They can't hear you, but I know you can hear them at home. Give them a big hand. So that was interesting.
Yeah, to say the least.
But it's not exactly what we were looking for because it didn't look. We were looking for exactly what you got, not kind of what it looked like. I mean, there's a final product, like my favorite dogs playing poker. But it leads us to ask: is there just one way? Is there just one way to heaven? Can't people follow other paths?
Well, actually, that's the topic of tonight's crash course lesson.
All right.
Check it out.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Crash Course Lessons on Camp K TV. My name is Vince. Let's get to it. All right, so for today's Crash Course lesson, we are going to start off with a story, a parable, if you will, just like Jesus told. And it starts like this. There was a man walking down the way, and he fell in a hole. And the hole was too deep for him to get out of. So as the man was in the hole, he called out for help. And a traveler approached. And the traveler said, if you want to get out of the hole, you need to meditate and find peace. Once you're purified, you will reach nirvana, and you won't be in the hole anymore. So the man in the hole said, okay, all right, I'm going to check this out. I'm going to try it. So after meditating and maybe hoping to find nirvana, the man was still stuck in a hole. And yet another traveler approached. And this traveler was a little different. He had a different idea. He said, the hole doesn't exist. You don't exist. This is all just a figment of your imagination.
Imagination.
And we're just running through it together. So the man thought, okay, great, the hole doesn't exist, I don't exist, and yet here I am, existing, still in the hole. So, as he's still stuck in the hole, another traveler approached. Man, I'd be disappointed at this point. I'd be frustrated at this point. And this traveler said, what you need to do is good deeds. If you do good things while you're down there in the hole, you may not get out of the hole now, but you might get out of the hole and be reincarnated as something better. So you may not get out of the hole in this life, but your next life, it'll be so much better.
I'm finished! Finally, I'm a beautiful butterfly!
The man thought about this, and lo and behold, he was disappointed again. So another traveler yet comes. And this traveler said, okay, you're doing it all wrong. You're not going to get reincarnated. You don't need meditation and peace. You need to face east and pray 5 times a day, okay? So if you face east, you pray 5 times a day, and the divine will come and save you. So the man thought, okay, this is it. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to face east, I'm going to pray 5 times a day, and hopefully we're going to get out of this hole. And he did this, and he did this, and he did this, and he was still stuck in the hole. So finally, one more traveler approached. And this traveler asked the man, he said, do you want to get out of the hole? And the man pleaded, yes, I would love to get out of the hole. This traveler, who jumped in the hole, picked up the man and got him out of the hole. And finally, he saw daylight for the first time in a long time. So our question today is this: is there only one way? Is there only one way to God? There's only one way out of the hole. You can kind of guess and pick out which religions are which in this parable that we're talking through. And obviously the last one, we're talking about Jesus. Jesus came from heaven to earth and dug us out of the depths, dug us out of our sin. Now, if we believe that there's only one way, and we believe that Jesus is the only way, we have to be able to trust the Gospels, right? We have to be able to believe they are true. So that's the question, that's the kicker. Are the Gospels true? Do you believe that the Gospels are true?
Tell her the truth.
So a lot of people can take the Bible and they can twist its words. You could argue that the Bible says slavery is a good thing. You can argue a whole bunch of different pieces from the Bible and try and give them any kind of context you want to give them. So why do we believe the Gospels are true? And why do we need to start there? We need to start there because we believe Jesus is the way. We believe Jesus is the one way. So let's figure out what other things say about the Gospels, about Jesus, and figure out what is actually true, and can we trust the Gospel? All right, we're going to take a very quick and a very shallow dive into all this material. Okay, here we go. Let's start right here. So, around the year 64 AD, when the Emperor Nero had set the city of Rome on fire, there was a guy. His name was Cornelius Tacitus. And he wrote this about Jesus. He said, Nero substituted Christians as culprits who started the fires. Christ, the founder of Christianity, had undergone the death penalty in the reign of Tiberius by sentence of the procurator Pontius Pilate. Now, if that doesn't sound familiar, right? It sounds almost exactly like what our Bible says. So, the non-Christian writers say a lot about the same exact thing about Jesus. So we can confirm that Jesus was real. Right? We can confirm that he walked the earth because not just Christians were writing about him, non-Christians were writing about him too. If you want to learn more about this, you can look at the book Can We Trust the Gospels by Peter J. Williams. You can check the link in the description and you can take a more in-depth look at about the non-Christian scholar. Let's talk about the gospel writers now. Did they know their stuff? Did they actually know what they're talking about? Or were they making up cities? Were they making up names? Let's talk about that for a second. So the gospel writers display a knowledge of names, geography, finances, and Judaism that not very many people could replicate. Only people who lived in that time frame and who were around Jesus could even come up with some of the names that were mentioned, some of the places that were mentioned. A person that didn't live there at that time or didn't live in that area would never know anything about that. And each gospel displays unique information. So they didn't copy off each other entirely. Some sections are almost identical, but there's also unique pieces from each writer. And when you compare later gospels, because there are other gospels, there's a gospel of Thomas, a gospel of Mary, they're not a part of our Bible. And for good reason. When you compare them to our gospels, they are missing information. Their knowledge of geography, their knowledge of names, their knowledge of Judaism are not accurate, or at best, very, very limited. So our gospel writers 100% for sure knew their stuff. So let me end on this note here. The only thing that is unexplainable from the gospels is the miracles. That's the only thing that takes any faith at all. If we can prove that Jesus existed, we can vet the gospel writers and know that they really had a good knowledge of what they were writing about, then if all we have to have is a little bit of faith to believe that Jesus did miracles, I think I can get there. So the question is, do you believe in miracles? So can you believe that Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead? That he healed many different people of leprosy, of bleeding, of all these different diseases? Can you believe that he walked on water? We can prove his existence. We can prove that the Gospels themselves are true to the geography, to the finances, to the people's names, to what Judaism was and how it worked in that time. If we can prove all these things, and all we're missing is the miracles, can you have faith that the Gospels are true? If you do, then you can believe this. Jesus said, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. My Father's house has many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that I'm going there to prepare a place for you? And if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am. You know the way to the place where I'm going." Thomas said to him, "Lord, we don't know where we're going, so how can we know the way?" Jesus answered, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you really know me, you will know my Father as well. From now on, you do know him and have seen me." Jesus is the way, the truth, the life. Is there only one way to heaven? That's for you to decide. For me, I believe there's only one way, and it is Jesus.
Mark and Diego in the morning. Hey, welcome to our game show. Just got word that it's not our game show. All right, so here's the giveaway result for the second one. Blakely, you won. Wow, last 4 digits, 481. Not yet. I was reading the last 4 numbers. 4819. There we go. Good work. All right, Diego, let's see what we want on this one. Not we, sorry, Blakely. But I'm gonna back away right here. Oh! Let's see. Let's see what we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Camp K custom shirt. You got a Camp K custom shirt. That's wild. That's real wild. All right, if we could get our bigs out here, we're gonna have our little phone-in game. Yeah, y'all hop in. Yes, sir. Good work. What's going on, everybody? All righty. So for the way this game is gonna work, you're gonna call into the number 254-613-2121. We have the phone right here in front of us. Our first 2 callers, we're gonna get them as our contestants.
So start calling.
Yeah, so start calling, or we're gonna sit here kind of just watch.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Yeah. All right. Who do we have here?
You gotta go in. Wait, where?
If you could go to another room, maybe, so we can, you know.
Okay. Where do I go? Okay. Where do I go? Hey.
Hello. Okay, so who do we have here? Who do we have here? Who do we have here?
I'm Kelsey Morrow.
Oh, hello. What's going on, Kelsey? What are you doing? You are going to be our first contestant today. We're waiting on the other one.
Yeah, y'all call in.
Caller number 1, Kelsey.
Hey, okay. Hold on, guys, 1 second. Alrighty, who we got on the other one? Okay, so who do we have on the other line?
Bailey.
Bailey, what's going on, Bailey?
We're going to the other room. Yeah. Bailey.
Great idea.
I'm Bailey County.
All right, just let us know when you're ready.
Bailey County.
All righty, what's up, Bailey? Are you ready to play?
How are you, Bailey?
Yeah.
Okay, Kelsey, are you ready to play?
Yeah.
All righty. So this is how it's going to work, okay? We're going to play some songs on our lovely kazoos. Yes, sir. And then the way you're going to try to answer is you're going to yell your name first. And whichever name we hear first, you try to guess what song it is. And if you don't get it, then we'll go to the other person and see if they can get it. Obviously, if nobody gets it, no point, and we move on. The first one's going to be easy and it's going to get harder as we go. All right? Any questions?
And when you get your answer, say your name first and then your answer to the song that we're playing.
Yeah, make sure you say your name first.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Here's the first one. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Baby Shark. Or Kelsey.
Who's that? You're good. Who is that?
Name?
Was it Kelsey?
Kelsey.
All righty, Kelsey.
You got it.
All right.
Very good. All right.
Kelsey's in the lead. All right. Here goes the next one. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Kelsey. Bailey.
I heard Kelsey.
Old Town Road.
Hey, okay. Yes, ma'am.
On a roll.
All righty. Here goes the next one. Haley, if you could bless us with your kazoo skills. All right, here we go.
Oh, who is that?
Bailey.
I hear Bailey.
Bailey. All right, Bailey.
gotta go.
Yeah, let's go. Wow, that's wild. Alrighty, here goes the next one. 3, 2, 1.
Kelsey.
Oh,
Kelsey, that was
off the
quick.
ball, okay.
3. Happy.
Alright, she's killing it. Alright.
Okay,
Here goes
sing it
the
again.
next one. Sarah, would you like to?
Can you sing it again?
Sorry, what?
Sing it again.
Kelsey
Sing it
got
again.
that one.
Yeah,
Kelsey got that one.
Oh, she got it. Okay.
Alright, so here's the next one, okay? Take it away.
Bailey. Kelsey.
Bailey.
Fireworks.
Yeah, let's go.
3, 2.
All right. Here goes the next one. There you go. Hold on, I gotta remember how this one goes. Not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you. All right, I think we're good.
Kelsey.
Oh, Kelsey.
Remember me.
Hey. Yes. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Here goes the next one. Sarah, you're pro at this one. Sorry. Haley's got it on locks.
Bailey.
Bailey. All right.
How far I'll go?
Hey, yes, Bailey. Oh, intense.
Competition.
I'm getting scared.
I'm on the edge of my
I'm on the edge, man. All right. Here goes the next one.
Bailey.
Bailey, okay.
Mr. B.
Hey, she tied it up. Ooh. Oh, goodness. Okay. Y'all are tied up on this one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have our tiebreaker. All righty? All right, so here it goes. Make sure you listen. It's a lot harder. A lot harder. All right. You ready? 3, 2, 1.
Kelsey. God's plan?
Yeah, let's go. That's crazy. All righty.
Wow.
Kelsey, that was the last question, and you killed it. So you are going to get a $10 Chick-fil-A gift card. Wow. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. All right. Thank you all for playing with us. All the bigs congratulate you. Good job on to both of you. All righty.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for playing.
Thanks for playing. All righty, bigs. Thank you all for joining us on this one. Now we're going to head to the next giveaway. So thank you all. If y'all could just, skedaddle. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I got the question.
Hasta la vista.
All right. So for our next question, Diego, if you could please bless us.
What are 4 main animals featured in Madagascar?
Been a minute since I've seen that one. Been a minute.
Really has.
It really has. All right. Make sure you text your name and answer to 254-613-2121. Remember to include your name, not just your answer. Don't make our lives harder, please. All right. So now let's go and watch Bo as he gives us the final word.
Hey, Camp K. I'm glad you've tuned in here tonight. It's kind of been a weird year, and I'm gonna miss seeing all of you. And probably the thing that I'm gonna miss the most is the staff versus camper competition, and how the staff, of course, is gonna beat the campers. But that's what I'm gonna miss the most. Probably several of you have been bored over these past few weeks and months. You have had a lot of free time on your hand, but one of the things, whenever I've got some free time, here are the things that I like to do.
Stop taking my chips. Stop taking my chips, okay?
Okay.
I want to share with you something that I feel like is one of the key components of our faith, And let me illustrate it to you this way. Whenever a house is being built, the very first thing that a builder begins with is the foundation. Whether it's a concrete slab or cinder blocks that go beneath a house, and that the floor can be built on those cinder blocks, or whatever that it might be. They start with the most essential part of the house. The walls go on the foundation or on the floor, on the cinder blocks, and everything else that connects in that house connects to it. And that's when I feel like Jesus, as he's sharing and as he's training his disciples before he departs, one of the things that he says, I am the way and the truth and the life, and that no one comes to the Father except through me. When Jesus says that I am the way, my mind automatically turns to kind of like a sign or a one-way street sign. We have several of those kind of roads downtown Waco, and I'm sure that you have been on those before. But if you are going the wrong way, you could possibly get a ticket. You might have people honk at you and wave their hands and say, hey, you're going the wrong way. And that all is to keep traffic flowing the way that it's supposed to, but it's basically supposed to help the downtown area. And I feel like that's what Jesus is kind of talking about. And he's saying that I am the way. When he says I am the truth, my mind goes to kind of like a test, a true-false worksheet or a test. And that you have a sentence and you have to decide whether or not it's a true statement or it's a false statement. You have to make that choice. And, you know, a lot of times you get a 50-50 chance of getting it right. But whenever Jesus says that he is the truth, that means that everything else is false. When he says that he is the life, my mind goes to another verse that he says in John where he talks about how a thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But Jesus comes, the good shepherd comes, so that they may have life and have it to the full. I almost think about this verse as kind of like an equation, or it would be 2 + 2 = 4, or 1 + 1 = 2. But it would be Jesus being the way as being one part of it, plus, if you believe that Jesus is the truth as the other part, plus those two parts, and that would equal life. Life to the full. When we hear the words, Jesus is the way and the truth and the life, one of the things that I believe that hurts us or hinders us from fully understanding this is what I like to call the sandwich problem. And let me illustrate it to you this way. I have asked a member of our youth group to make a turkey sandwich. And so she has volunteered to do that, and I want you to watch her as she makes it. How many of you, whenever you were watching her make that sandwich, you were thinking, why is she doing it that way? Why is she putting mustard and mayonnaise on the sandwich? That's what I was thinking. I was thinking I would just put mayonnaise, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, ham, or turkey. There's all kinds of different ways that we can make a sandwich. Whenever you go to Subway, you have all kinds of choices. You have a choice for a different kind of bread, different kind of meat, if you want it toasted or not, different vegetables that you can put on there. And it's the same way almost in any store that you go to. You go to Walmart, you go to a grocery store, and you have all different kinds of choices. And sometimes that hurts us because that's our way of life. That's how we live in our world today. But when Jesus says that he is the way and the truth and the life, that means there's only one way. There's only one truth and one life. He is that way. And so that hurts us in a lot of ways because we're not used to that. When you finally figure out that you have been going the wrong way, or you have been believing something that is not true, how do you respond? What do? Do you continue to go the wrong way? Do you continue to believe something that's untruthful, that is a lie? More than likely what we do is we turn around, or we begin to believe the things that are true. It calls us to action. It calls us to do something. When we truly believe that Jesus is the way and the truth and the life, then it causes us to get busy and to be looking for opportunities of how we can help other people believe the same thing that we did. And that's what Jesus ultimately wants us to do. He wants us to believe that he is the way. But he also wants us to join in with other people who also believe that. And to me, that's what Camp K is all about. Daniel knew exactly what choice he needed to make. He could follow King Nebuchadnezzar's way, or he could follow God's way. And he decided to follow God. He was convicted in his heart, and he felt like that he needed to follow God and not worship any other idols. And so that's my prayer for you, is that of all the choices that you might have in this world, is that you only have that one choice, that who you will follow, and that's Jesus. And that you let him become your way, your truth, and your life.
Now we have Sarah McKeska, my G, on here. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's up with it? All right. So now our winner for the third and last giveaway tonight is Caroline All Day.
All day.
All day. Sir. All righty, Sarah, if you would please see what you won.
All right.
All right, here we go. I'm kind of scared.
Oh, come on.
It's okay.
All right, Caroline, you're not getting a prize today.
Oh! Okay, let's see what you won.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my God.
You won $30 cash.
Woo! Okay, that's gas money. Middle schooler. Never mind. All righty. Let's see what's next. I don't know what's next.
All right, so awesome. $30 cash. That's awesome. That's our top prize, by the way. So congratulations for that. All right, so, oh, wait. I got to adjust something. Hang on. There we go. So sometimes I think the word commit has lost some of its meaning. There are things that people commit to that they don't always follow through on. But as we saw tonight in our lesson, that true commitment is a choice to remain true no matter what. So why is that a life hack? Why is that such a big deal? It's a big deal because God is committed to removing all the barriers in the way of our salvation. No longer can sin keep us from spending a love-filled eternity with him. Our Heavenly Father has already committed to us. How committed will we be to him? Commitment is a life hack because if you're committed to your craft, to a sport or a drama or a band or whatever it is, it will dictate how we spend your time and what we will focus on. So commitment to God is a life hack because if you choose to say that no matter what, you're going to stay faithful, that you will be dedicated to the Lord and do what he has you to do, that's a life hack because it will change how you operate. It will change what you say and what you do. It will dictate how you spend your time and what you focus on. Commitment, a choice to remain true. A much needed life hack for us today. Listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I want to invite all of our friends, all of our guest stars tonight on the stage so we can say goodbye to you. We are so glad that you joined us tonight. We had a lot of fun tonight, and I hope you had fun watching us. We hope you've also been equipped by our message. And we want to join you. We want to ask you to join us one more time tomorrow for our final night of Junior Week for more fun, more games, more giveaways, more lessons, and just more. And until then, remember that you are His, you are loved, and what you do matters. We'll see you next time.